what I asked Angela to talk about is, basically she's been working malls in a top division for so long, and there's things they do differently than other people in other divisions for the mall. So I asked her to kind of dive into that, talk about how malls are different, talk about some mall specific exceptions, and then also what she's doing just to wrap up her mall season and wrap up the end of the year and some things she's focused on. So thank you so much for being here, Angela. We really appreciate it. And take it away.
Yes, thank you, Coyote. Thank you so much for having me, guys. Apologize, I actually got a cold, so my voice is. I'm gonna try to project as high as I can. It's so funny how we were talking about all of our numbers, and I'm super excited for you guys to have your best years ever, best months ever, and best weeks ever. And so I'm just gonna cover some things that have helped me throughout the malls, with just like positivity, mindset, focus, and of course going over objections and what we might run across throughout this next week. Especially with this being the last week of the year, you guys, you have to make sure you're focused and you're ready to go every single day, every moment of the time, because you never know when your money customer is walking by because you're on your phone. So I'm going to talk about energy and how to bring that energy at the booth, and also basically just, like I said, the objections. So I want to focus on some key aspects, on some sales mindsets, and so customer focus. I think one thing that's really important is always prioritizing and understanding your customer, their wants, their needs, how to tailor the solutions and what they need and what they want and what they can feature on the product. Another thing too that's really important whenever it comes to like mindset and also focus is focusing on establishing rapport. That's something that is one of my bread and butters. And I think a lot of people in our company do a wonderful job with just creating rapport. I used to be like, hey, how are you guys familiar with Cutco? Hey, have you guys heard of us before? And it's just like, okay, like you're shooting so many questions at them. I'm scaring people away from the booth, especially when it's in the mall. It's a completely different environment than a typical traditional show. And so sometimes it's like, hey, how's your day going? Right? Just creating conversation. I know, especially with the malls, people are in and out quickly. So you have to call people in super fast. But also, one thing too that I was able to learn from Curtis and one of his talks was just look at the customer and follow their eyes, see what they're looking at. Some people will do like 2 laps around the booth, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to clock you the next lap. But just kind of focus on what they're looking at, and then say, hey, are you looking for something specific, or hey, what brings you guys to the mall today? If it's a family, just creating that rapport and kind of lowering their wall down. So, of course, another thing too is listening, like active listening. That's something that I had to learn so much throughout the years of being with Cutco, is just listening to what the customer is telling me before I'm trying to generate what I'm going to say next. And then also solution selling. So present your product, present Cutco, the service and solution for customer specific problems. Um, and that's a big thing. Now, another one too is just growth mindset. So embracing and learning and continuously improving, even your setbacks and how you can continue to grow. One thing that's helped me with working with Frank. Frank is also one of our top guys in GCK, and I've had a pleasure to work alongside him. And I just asked him questions like, hey, this situation happened. Maybe how would you have handled it? Or, they told me this, but I kind of felt like I didn't get to go through every single maybe drop down option. Just kind of replaying that and seeing where those opportunities I can grow and reflecting. So that way, the next time that objection comes up or the next time that situation comes up, you then know, okay, I'm going to actually approach it this way differently and see how that works. Um, and then, of course, resiliency, right? We get rejected so many times throughout the day, especially at the malls. People like walking through the malls. I'm like, hey, it's free to smile, guys. Like, hey, how are you doing? So you're going to get rejected. That's just part of, our job and our nature. But also, how are you able to bounce back? Keeping your ego aside. If you need to walk around, like there's some times where customers they can really get underneath your skin. Like you did everything possible. Some people are just not going to buy. That just is what it is. You can do everything possible. It could have been $1. They're just not going to buy it. And so sometimes you need to step away from the booth and walk around so that way you can get yourself back in that mode, because you don't want that negative energy lingering and having that bad taste. And then you're going into your next appoint or your next demo with that bad energy. So, walk around, go to the bathroom, get you a Starbucks coffee, something to cheer yourself back up. Um, and another thing too is like value positioning. So clearly articulating the unique benefits, the value, and the services that you can bring to the customer. So something that's really important too is not only are the knives bringing you value, but I'm also bringing you value. There's three things that I can offer for you as a rep is service. I'm always going to be the one, if you ever have any questions about our products, I can be online prices, catalog, right? And then how I'm going to be able to help your kitchen and grow that throughout the years, right? I'm an extension of you, just like your plumber, just like your electrician, just like any of your other people that do things around the house, right? I'm gonna be in a part of that in your kitchen. So that's how you can bring value, not just with Cutco, but also yourself. So another thing too that's really important is what you put in your body. As I today woke up, literally today's my birthday, and I'm like, wow, I'm sick. I'm like, and I'm just like trying to fight through it. But like a big thing is what you put in your body. Water, right? Vitamins, whether you guys take your vitamins every day. Of course, exercising, like having your morning routine is super important. Thank you. Having your nightly routine is super important. Stretching, getting oxygen, your flow, everything like that. You have to make sure you're taking care of yourself because then you're just not gonna you're gonna fall dead throughout the half of the day. You're gonna be lingering, you're gonna be sitting, you're gonna be moping, especially on weekdays. It's tough. Like we're there from 10 to 9, right? It's tough. That's a whole 11 hours, or yeah, 11 hours. We're at the mall. So you have to find ways. Even I work with Frank, and so he has like an endo board. So we'll be like kind of just doing things just to keep our energy level up. Than just like sitting, creating conversation, so definitely having your morning routine, whatever that is for you, whether that's praying, whether that's, you can read Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod, scribing, listening to your favorite music, but getting you in that mode. And then also nightly routine. Cut the phone off. Once you get home, brush your teeth, eat your food, cut your phone off, right? Don't constantly be on TikTok all the way throughout the night. That's just gonna bring you down the next morning. So you have to get a full amount of sleep so that way you can serve and be ready for the next day. Um, but yeah, and also like when it comes to the sale mindset, another thing that's super important too is also creating a goal. Um, a lot of us, I'm sure, have our year-end goal that we're there, we're past it, we're way behind. Whatever that is for you, set a goal by week, right? Digest that, take a portion of it, and say, you know what, from today all the way up until Monday, I want to have 25 orders, whatever that looks for you. I want to sell 10K. I want to sell 20K in this week. I want to have my best week ever, right? Finish strong. It's how you finish. Even I had a terrible start, not gonna lie. This is probably one of the like I said, well, it was not a good start for me. I'll just be honest. But I'm putting that aside and I'm finishing strong. This is the last week and there's no excuses. So coming ready, like I said, every morning and every day. Role playing too is really important. That's something that I think a lot of, especially elite CSPs, we kind of get stuck, at least for myself, I can see that. I kind of get stuck in the same thing, repetitive, but it's like I can take from pieces from other people and how they pitch, and I can implement that. So, like, always working on your script, always being able to kind of make shift depending on who you're talking to. If it's a value customer, if it's a price customer, being able to identify who am I talking to, who I'm qualifying at the booth, and how to approach them in that specific script. Um, and next thing that I wanted to cover, and I just want to see if there's any questions right now on just mindset and focus, then I'm just going to jump into price positioning. Or do you want me to do questions all at the end?
Yeah, do questions at the end.
A question then? Okay, sweet. So, yes, next one's the price positioning. So, whenever I'm going over names and uses, and also I'm going to get into the objections here at the end, a big thing how I present my packages is I actually show the entire kitchen. I started doing that probably about a year ago. And there's some people that they're like, oh, you shouldn't do that, or like you should. But for me, it works, right? I show the entire kitchen. I say, hey, Mrs. Jones and Mr. Jones, my goal is to sell you the whole kitchen, right? Right. That's $20,000 worth of Cutco. That's my goal throughout the years of you buying for me. But what I want to do is I want to focus just on the knives today, if that's what piqued your interest? And they're going to tell you that. What caught your eye? Was it cookware? Was it knives? Was it flatware? Cool, you can go into what the full kitchen looks like if it's more than just that. So my fan set, I call the complete set. My ultimate set, I call the large. My signature set, I call the medium. My basic set, I call the small. And then my galley set, I call the starter kit. So I basically walk them through like, hey, complete set is if you want every knife Cutco makes. It's for our fans that just want to acquire all the pieces with Cutco. Our ultimate, which is our large set, is going to be our carnivore set. It's going to come with all your barbecue pieces. If you love to eat meat, you like to process your food as well. It's just having a full kit, pretty much. You're going to get that one, and then our medium set is going to be our signature set. So you're going to still get all your basic tools and some of our top sellers, and then our basic set is just going to give you a few pieces, the minimum, just to get by all year round. And if you want something smaller than that, I can show you something smaller than that, right? And they'll tell you, like, we want the carnivore set, we want the big set, we want just something to start off with, because they're going to tell you. And so if you're also talking to someone who's already a qualified customer and they already know quality knives, then you don't really need to go into price comparison. If they shop at Williams-Sonoma, if they already have Henkels, they already understand, they already know. But this is definitely something, if you guys don't have it, I show the whooshed off, just like when we first did our training, how we showed whooshed off and we also showed shun. I actually show comparisons of other cutlery brands that they can go buy in Macy's. You guys can walk 50 steps down that way and go buy you a set right now, but you're going to find yourself in the same situation again, buying over and over and over again. So I actually show the price comparison if they're unfamiliar with high quality knives, their first time shopping for high quality. I have them understand. And then I then present Cutco and I show the entire kitchen. So I start off with the kitchen, then I go to the fan set, and then I drop down until I find the set, yeah, that they are looking for. So when it comes to also positioning the sets and showing the price, I do show them also the ultimate, the signature, and then the basic set. I then ask them if they want steak knives or table knives. Most people say steak. So I just show them that pricing and then I explain the 5 pay. That's very important. A lot of people are like, oh, I would never break it up. But this actually, what I do is I say, hey, by the way, this time of year, a lot of people are spending money on others. This is a time of gifting and giving. So what we do special here at the mall is we actually only charge you 20% down today. You get to actually use it for the holidays because majority of people are hosting and cooking around this time of year. And then you get to use them for 30 days. And then after that, if you love them and keep them, we'll charge you that same amount 4 more times, or you can pay the rest off, right? So I just say, hey, most of my customers, most of my clients take advantage of this option because it's all done through Cutco. We don't do any financing. We don't do any credit checks. There's no interest occurred. It just allows you to pay a little bit down today, have a great Christmas, don't have to pull out a second mortgage, and get to use a knife that you always wanted, right? How does that sound, right? Is that something that you guys could swing today? So they'll let you know. And whenever it comes to the reason why people are saying no, so now I'm about to walk you guys into objections and what that looks like. The 3 reasons why people say no. One is because they don't know what they want in the set. They just can't make a decision. We have to help people make decisions. I realize that now. Now being at the malls, we legit have to guide people, and that's what we're here for. People don't know what they want. That's why you have to ask those questions like, hey, you guys do the meats. Hey, you guys do the chopping. This is a full kit, just like a toolkit, right? You have your wrench, you have your screwdriver. Some you're going to use daily, some monthly, some on special occasions, but you're going to have a full kit for all year round. The second reason why people don't buy is because of price. That's just what it is. They don't feel comfortable spending it. It's too much around this time of year. And that's why you have to kind of reiterate that 5 pay option. If that's still too much, then we're just going to drop down and show them another selection. And then the third reason why people say no is because they just want to say no. They can afford it. They want the set. They just are going to say no. And it's just like, now I got to find out like what's going on, man. Shoot me straight. So whenever it comes to also dropping down, I always let customers feel comfortable whenever I do drop down, like, hey, by the way, since this would be your first purchase with Cutco, you now get a loyalty number with us. The benefits of that is anytime down the road you want to upgrade, we have this upgrade program. So I have like all my pull, fold outs in front of me. So I explained the upgrade program. It's like, cool, yeah, you can start off with this block. We can upgrade you to a bigger block, and then go on from there. So another thing too is whenever I'm qualifying the candidate, just so you know, because you're spending this amount today, you actually are going to qualify for XYZ. So some people will come up and ask for like discounts. They'll ask for military. And I say, yeah, so well, so you guys are spending money today. Like, what we can do on our gadgets is we can do like a buy four, get one, right? Bonus to veggie pillar, add it to it. Or, we can just go ahead and get you a free pocket knife with that order if they're asking for different specials. I don't know if that makes sense. But okay, so when it comes to someone asking, will you be here till Christmas or are you just window shopping right now? One thing that is good to mention is like, absolutely, this is the biggest actually sales time of the year. We actually camp out for the whole month of December. And the closer we get to Christmas, it gets crazier and crazier, as you can imagine, as crazy it is today. Real quick before you go, let me actually check to see if we have that in inventory. We actually haven't even opened up our inventory at the mall. But it's good to just check so that way people can see like, oh, there's only a few left and say, hey, Mrs. Jones, by the way, we actually have like one more of these left. So I definitely recommend just get it out the way now, because I'd hate to break your heart later. And it's first come, first serve. So you can use the inventory check. I know we're still guaranteeing by shipping by Christmas, but this last week, people are going to need last minute gifts. People are going out of town for Christmas, so it's not going to arrive in time. So definitely, get familiar with checking the inventory list and, using that as like a way to kind of not stall, but just trying to see like, oh yeah, we only have one left. So definitely use that. What's your Christmas special? Someone comes up and asks that. Like, awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have four different specials. One is going to be the sets. They're going to be anywhere from 20 to 25% off on our block sets. The second is actually going to be on our upgrades for customers who actually want to add on knives to their collection. The third thing is actually going to be their Forever Flatware, which actually has a built-in discount for 35% off. And the fourth thing is going to be on our accessories, cookware, outdoor knives. Which one were you kind of interested in, right? Follow up with a question and they'll tell you, oh yeah, we're looking for gifts, or oh yeah, we're looking to add on to our set. We want to see what you guys have going on. What's the new stuff? You know, show them pictures of the blue shears if you don't have them. Show them the green and red table knives and the super size me cookware pot that's super big. Show them all the new stuff if you have images of them, if you have them in person. Get them, excited about that 4-inch vegetable knife, which is awesome. I love that thing. It's so cute. It's a mini one. And someone says, oh yeah, I saw this in the catalog, or Costco was selling this for X amount. Like, yeah, sure thing. Let me actually check that catalog price. I think everyone here has access and can see catalog. I know Cutco did like an anniversary sale. That's going all the way up until I think the 31st of this month. So you can just go ahead and give them catalog if they quoted that. I had a customer yesterday on a service call. They were like, yeah, they wanted to add all these pieces on, and then I gave them the total, and I'm like, yeah, so it comes out to this. They were like, we went online and it was cheaper. It was only an anniversary sale, and I was like, oh, I was like, most definitely, you guys have the catalog price, so I had to just go to catalog and just discount it. So if you need to do that, do that. Give them catalog. People feel great when they get a deal. People buy from you when they feel good, when the transaction was exciting and very positive. So yeah, that's the biggest thing is leave on a positive note. We want to finish this last week off strong, set goals for yourself, introducing whether it's, wanting to be in front of 20 people, whether it's, like I said, a number for you, just making someone's day, whatever that is. But like, please guys, bring the energy. This is the last week. Let's crush it. You guys got this.